The next thing we do is we use the element of surprise. And the element of surprise, that's all comedy is. Comedy is the element of surprise. You think one thing's going to happen, something else does. You think someone's going to walk down the street just fine, they slip on a banana peel. You think a sentence is going to end one way, it ends another. It's the element of surprise. The unexpected is an incredible tool in comedy and in connection. Last week I was wandering around a conference before I went up. It was kind of a trade show. And it was, people were so bored. It was the third day of the conference. They were having the same conversations over and over and over again. So any variation from that was so appreciated. I walked by this woman and she said, "Oh, where'd you get that bottle of water?" I said, "Oh, that's not water, it's gin." She laughed. That's connection. And then she surprised me because she said, "Oh, even better." But that's connection. I love this example because you see the element of surprise in advertising. And I was at a farmer's market a couple of weeks ago, and there was a guy there who was a vegan baker. So he made brownies, cakes, pastry, all vegan, all made without butter, eggs, milk, joy. But that's the applause break? Okay. We found the level of the room. All right. So this vegan baker, though, he had the best sign. All he did on his sign, he had testimonials, but they weren't quite the testimonials that you would expect. He had testimonials of all the things people said when they tried his stuff or went near it. Things like, surprisingly good. Actually not that bad. And why's everything got to be vegan these days? And his sign brings me to the other thing that comedians do, and when you're trying to find comedy, this is all you need to know. Truth is funny. All he did on his sign that made us laugh was reflect back exactly the same things, word for word, that he heard 1,000 times a weekend. Not a single joke, but it was hilarious. Truth is funny. Now, when comedians look for funny truth, there's two main areas that we go to. The first is self-awareness. And self-awareness is basically acknowledging what your audience might be noticing or thinking. For example, you're probably noticing my haircut and thinking I must be gay. Well, you'd be wrong. I'm married to a man. Sorry, I'm married to Amanda? Let's get that wrong. She hates that joke. So truth is funny, and there's two great places to look for that funny truth: self-awareness, and the other is specificity. If truth is funny, the details of that truth are hilarious. And the best way I can find to illustrate that is if you see someone with their hand bandaged up and you ask them what happened, you don't want to hear, "I cut myself." You want to hear, "Well, 7:30 Sunday morning, I cut myself trying to open a frozen pizza with a steak knife." By the way, that was me. 7:30 one Sunday morning, I sliced open my hand trying to open a frozen pizza with a steak knife. Decide for yourself what the saddest part of that sentence is. Can anyone beat that? Who's got a dumb injury?
Coming home from a nightclub, found an injured owl in the street, picked it up to take it, to RSPCA.
Sorry, so coming from a nightclub, found an injured owl, like, whoo, whoo.
Yeah.
Okay, stopped to pick it up.
It popped its head out and grabbed onto my hand.
So picked it up and the owl bit you.
Yeah, the owl popped its head out of the coat.
Popped his head out of the coat. Now was that your coat or his? Anyone else got a dumb injury story? Woo! Oh, I hear a whoo! I didn't know if that was the owl who was going to say, "One day I'd had too much to drink, I was lying in the street, some lady picked me up and I bit her."